What's up, everybody? It's AJ with etrailer.com. Today we're going to be checking out the Kuat Transfer V2 bike rack on our 2018 Subaru Outback. There's going to be a platform style bike rack, so the bike sits up on this platform and it's going to have a tire hold hook up there at that side and then a wheel strap on this side. So there's going to be no frame contact, so it's good for a lot of different bike styles. You can even put a carbon fiber bike on here because you don't have to worry about any frame contact. Now, I will say, looking at it, this is a wide wheelbase on this mountain bike, so this is a more modern bike. You can see it's pushing a little bit. It's quite a bit tilted backwards. You can still accommodate the bike just fine, but you can see as the wheelbase gets a little bit wider, you can see it only can do so much with that. You can't adjust anything here on the bottom side to get any wider, but it tilts away and works just fine. If we take a second just to check out the bike on the bike rack, you can see even with just one bike, it does cover up the taillights a little bit on both sides and the license plate. Your backup camera is going to be affected, so just keep that in mind. That's just with one bike. You add 4 more, that's going to cut down on the visibility quite a bit. But you can still see the top light up there when you hit the brakes, so they will know that you're stopping at night if you have it fully loaded. But there's one cool thing about this, and that's you can actually leave the bike on there, tilt it away to get back at hatch access on your Outback. So how we'll do that is just fold the arms out of the way. So I really like the U-shaped design. It makes it easier to load and unload bikes. But not only that, it makes it easier to get all the way here and hit this pedal. Now, if it's fully loaded with bikes, it's gonna be a little bit of a challenge to get to that pedal, but with just one, I can show you how it works. You can just hit this with your foot, and it lowers down very easily. And then we can come to the back hatch. One thing to always look out for is your handlebars. So bring it up. Still room to completely open. That way, if you forgot something, you got everything loaded up, you don't have to take the bike and everything down just to get back here to either throw something in here you forgot or grab something before you go. Bring this up. You watch the latch click into place, so it does that on its own. That's nice. I don't have to go up there and latch anything. I'm gonna fold the arms back in for a second to come over here. And then say, like, you know, if there's 4 bikes on here, you could reach over here and hit the handle like this. Might be a little easier. If you have 4 bikes, hopefully you have somebody else there with you to help you out with that. Now when you lower it back up, I'm going to show you that the latch kicks into place on its own. Right there. So that's a nice feature. You have to go up there and push it back into place. Now another thing to mention is if you did have all 4 bikes here, you could have somebody reach in and push this pedal here to lower the bikes, and you could lower it from the end, because if you have 4 bikes on there, chances are you have someone else there with you to help you out. Now we're going to remove the bike to take a better look at the rack. So I'm going to come back here to the wheel strap and do that first. You just push this button, the strap comes undone. Very easy. Now it does accommodate wheelbases up to 50 inches and then also can hold bikes up to 40 pounds per bike. So that's just per station, 40 pounds. Now we come over here to the hook that goes on the wheel. It's really easy. You push this button, you can slide this up and then push this down and out of the way. I really like the U-shaped design again because there's not a center mass that's in the way. I can just be standing here and remove this bike and walk it just right back and not have to worry about dodging anything. Look at the wheel cradles a little bit better. You can see the center line here, or the center space, is good for road bike tires. It gets a little bit bigger for mountain bike tires, and even bigger to accommodate any bigger tires than that. So it's all set up for those different types of tires right out of the box. Something I wanted to point out is the cradles can accept fat tire bikes, but you're gonna have to get a part that's sold separately. It's gonna be a wheel strap that extends this out, because the cradle can accept it, but the strap that's included isn't big enough for those fat tire bikes. So if you have a fat tire bike you wanna carry, make sure you get that separate part. Now let's get some measurements. We're gonna go from the bumper to the furthest out point of the bike rack. You can see it definitely adds quite a bit to the back of your vehicle. So from there, all the way out here, it's gonna be about 56 inches. So it's gonna add 56 inches to the back of your vehicle. One nice thing about that is you can actually fold it up and take up a little less. So you come back to this same pedal. We're gonna do this from the side this time. Push down on it and then lift it up, pull it up towards the vehicle. So now it's going to have all that space that's relieved. I'll do another measurement here from the bumper to furthest out part, which would now be the pedal. gonna be about 13 inches, so quite a bit less. So if you don't have your bikes on there, you don't feel like unloading this and find somewhere to put it in your garage, you leave it on the back of your vehicle. Just know that it is covering up a lot of back here, so your backup camera will still be affected and your back window, but it's a lot better than having all that space on the back of the vehicle. Now let's measure the closest point. We'll go from the bumper to this cradle right here. Looks like it's gonna be about 3.5 inches, so there is still space there. So when I move it back and forth, you can see it doesn't get any closer, it just goes side to side, so it should be just fine on the back of your vehicle. Now let's get a ground clearance measurement. So from the ground to the bottom of the rack. Looks like we're gonna be right about there. It's gonna be 21.5 inches from the ground up there. It's got quite a bit of a rise on it, so you won't have to worry about that bottoming out when you're going up those steep hills or driveways. Take a look at the shank. It's gonna fit a 2-inch by 2-inch hitch. It's got a hitch pin right here. Now it's not threaded or anything, so it just sits in there. The anti-rattle part is built into the base of the rack. So I'm gonna show you how that works real quick. We got the tool that comes with it. It makes it easy to do this. So we'll just loosen it. Just give it a couple turns. Loosening. See if we can get that disengaged so I can show you how much of a difference it does really make. See how much shake and play it has in the shank now. It's moving back and forth quite a bit. That'd be awful if you were trying to go down the road like that. So I'll come back with the tool, go back to tightening it. Show you how different it's gonna be. So to make sure it's nice and tight. Just a little bit more. We're almost there. There we go. I'm sure I can shake the whole vehicle back and forth with how tight that is there in the hitch. Also comes with a cable lock, so that way you can lock up your bikes when they're on your rack. And with the anti-rattle device built in, that kind of locks it up to the hitch too, because if you don't have that special tool, you're not going to get this off the hitch anyway. So it does have security in mind as well. Overall, I really like this bike rack. Again, I like the U-shaped design. Makes it really easy to load and unload your bikes. It is a little cumbersome to lift up and put into place just because of how much it sticks out or how much there is to it for a 4-bike rack, but you're gonna have that with most 4-bike racks. This one isn't super heavy, it's just a little awkward when lifting it, so when you go to take it off and put it somewhere in your garage, it could take up a little space there. But like I said, overall, I think the U-shaped design makes up for it. Easy loading and unloading makes it worth it for me. Well, I think that does it. Thanks for hanging out, and I hope this helped.